Hey everyone. In this video we're going to take a look at how to graph a quadratic function given in vertex form. Okay, now vertex form is meant for you to be able to find the vertex relatively quickly, and you're going to do that by looking at our two pieces here and here, okay, our h and our k. Okay, our h comma k is going to be our vertex, and in this case the h, it says -1, but it's actually going to be a positive one because you're using this number right here, and our k is going to keep the sign the same. So our vertex would be 1, -1. That could be our starting point for our graph. And now, similar to when we graphed standard form, we need to find at least one more point and then reflect that same point over the axis of symmetry. So I can pick any value for x, plug it in, and we'll find our second point. I'm going to choose to plug in 0 for x, and that's going to help me to find the y-intercept. So we'll do 4 times. Now I'll plug in 0 for x, and I will solve for y. Y equals 4 times 0 minus 1 is -1 squared minus 1. And it's y equals -1 squared is 1. 1 times 4 is 4, so it would be 4 minus 1. Y equals 3. Okay, so our second coordinate would be 0, 3. We'll go ahead and graph that. 0, 3. And now we know our axis of symmetry is right here, and we can reflect that over the axis of symmetry, and there we have our sketch of our parabola. All right, let's take a look at one more. Okay, so again, we're given our h and our k, so the vertex of this quadratic would be -4, -3. Now again, you see I use the opposite sign of what I have for the h. If it's a +4, it becomes a -4. And I'm going to graph that point, -4, -3. That's going to be my vertex, or my starting point. And now we need to pick one more point, or an x value, and then solve for a y value. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do y equals 3/2. And in this case, just to help with a fraction, I'm going to choose -2 so that our value is going to be divisible by this fraction here. Make it a little bit easier. All right, y equals, okay, we got 3/2. -2 plus 4 is 2 squared minus 3. Y equals, we get 3/2 times 4. Minus 3, and we get y equals 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6 minus 3, and our y would be 3 here. Okay, so my second point, -2, 3, -2, 3 right here, and again, we're going to reflect that over the axis of symmetry. Okay, so it's 2 to that side. We're going to do the same thing over here. And go ahead and sketch our parabola as best we can. And make it a little better. There we go. All right, so again, kind of similar process when we did standard form, just a little bit easier to find the vertex in this case because, again, it's vertex form, so it's pretty much given in the actual function. All right, and then you're picking one x value, plug it in, solve for the y value, and then reflect that point over the axis of symmetry.